Now we're still in chapter 1 of John. Yesterday we finished verses 8 and 9. A quick review on verse 9 is كان النور الحقيقي, the true light was آتٍ إلى العالم. The subordinate clause الذي ينير كل إنسان. So the true light which enlightens every man was coming into the world. Alright, so how did he come? That's what we get to in verse 10 and 11. First I'll read phrase by phrase. Repeat after me and shadow read. Then we'll go back through and get the pronunciation and meaning. كان في العالم وكون العالم به ولم يعرفه العالم. Verse 11. إلى خاصته جاء وخاصته لم تقبل. Phrase by phrase. Verse 10. كان في العالم. The subject is embedded in the verb kana, he was. The he refers back to the true light. So, النور الحقيقي كان في العالم. He was في العالم. We see a kasra on the end of عالم because it follows the preposition في. Again, it's read في العالم, not في العالم. That true light, he was in the world. Next phrase. So not only was he in the world, but also وكون العالم به. وكون العالم به. The subject is العالم, because we see the dhamma on the end, and the world, العالم, كون به. It was created, به, or bihi, but we don't pronounce the he on the end because it comes right before a comma. Bih just means by him, or through his agency. Kowina is what we're left with now. Kowina is from the same root as can, whereas can is in form 1, kowina is in form 2, and form 2 is most notable by its shadda, or doubling over root 2. It also has the meaning usually to be causative or intensifying, but sometimes it doesn't change the meaning at all. So wakowina, it was made to be. So kana, it was. Kowina, it was made to be, or it was caused to be. Next phrase. وَلَمْ يَعْرِفُ الْعَالَمُ. Al-alam is over here. Okay, we're pretty used to this word lam now from John chapter 1. It's a negative particle, so it negates the verb that comes after it. The verb coming after it has to be in the present tense, but will be translated as never did something. وَلَمْ يَعْرِفُ الْعَالَمُ. First of all, let's take a quick look. Al-alamu is the subject. We see that from the dhamma here. And the world, lam ya'rifu. Ya'rif, well, if you didn't know this word, I'm sure you do, you would pull off the who, because you know on the end that just means him as the object of the verb. You're left with ya'rif. You would pull off the ya, because you know that's connected to the subject, which we know is world, which is masculine. So you're left with arif. Arafa means know. So, and the world never knew him. Next phrase. إلا خاصته جاء. إلا خاصته جاء. Okay. We're looking for a subject. It's not going to be خاصته because we're ending with kasras there. And we don't see any subject in this clause other than what's embedded in this verb, جاء. جاء is third masculine singular. He came. The present tense would be yaji. Because it's doubly weak, it ends in a hamza, and the middle letter is a weak vowel, such as alif, waw, or ya. We know that the original root letter is a ya, because in the present tense, it changes, or it is actually yaji. So it's the third masculine singular past tense that's actually the weakened form of the verb, where the ya becomes an alif. He came, that is, an-nur al-haqiqiyu. He came, illa khasatihi. And putting illa khasatihi on the front there is very marked. To khasatihi, he came. So what is khasatihi? If you didn't know, first you would take off the he, because it just means his. We're dealing with a noun here, khasa. So he came to his something. What is khasa? Well, now you're left with khasat. And you know that that ta is probably actually a tied up ta marbota. So what you're left with is actually kha, sa, sa. And you see the shadda gives us 2 sad. The word khusus would be relevant here. Khassasa, he specialized. Takhassas, you specialize. We say shu takhassasak, or what is your specialty. We could also say khasatan, especially when we're starting a sentence. Khususan, especially also. So this noun means his special or his particular, implied ones or people. So he came to his particular people. Wa khasatahu lam taqbalu. All right. So we see there's no difference between khasatihi and khasatuhu except the kasras on the end of khasatihi and the dhammas on the end of khasatuhu, showing that in this case, khasatuhu is actually the subject of the phrase. So, and his own or his special ones, lam taqbalu. We know lam means never did something in the past, even though the verb is in the present tense form. Who on the end is him. So, and his own ones never something him. We're left with taqbala. The ta, of course, goes back to the feminine subject, khasa. So saying, and his khasa never somethinged him. Qabbala could mean kiss. It could mean to go, to be before. It could mean to meet someone, greet someone. We have istaqbala, he received. And in this case, it is taqbalu, receive him. So, and his own never received him. That's the end of passage there. But isn't it remarkable that this true light came into the world, that the world was made through him. And even though the world was made through him, it didn't know him. It's incredible. كون العالم به ولم يعرف العالم إلى خاصته جاء وخاصته لم تقبله. That is one of the saddest phrases ever. Good thing the story doesn't stop there.